Hi, Whitefish Bay Middle School. Good to see you again. Coming to you today, not from my office, but from our home on Milwaukee's east side, where I'll most likely be recording videos for the next few weeks at least. So, just wanted to send a little something today to prepare you for the launch of this initial phase of learning from home. As I mentioned in my last video, our first order of business is to really wrap up quarter three. So I wanted to give you a heads up that you should be expecting an email tomorrow, that'll be Wednesday, from all of your teachers. And they will talk with you about what needs to happen to finish up quarter three. It's not a lot of time. It's really only 5 days. It'll be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then next week, Monday and Wednesday will be kind of these wrap-up days for quarter three so that we can get your grades entered in the grade book. So look forward to having that email from your teachers tomorrow. A couple other things that you can expect this week. One will be another email from me with some lessons around being a virtual student and what digital citizenship looks like, with some things you'll need to complete in there as well as we get prepared for our full launch of virtual learning soon. The other thing is, I know many of you have emailed me about Canvas. Again, Canvas will be that tool that we'll start to use next week on April 7th, next week, Tuesday. That'll be our virtual learning platform then. You shouldn't be trying to log into that right now. We'll send an email with that login information and some training about that soon, but you're not ready for that yet. So don't worry about Canvas right now. Focus in on what the email that your teachers will send you tomorrow and accomplishing anything that they're going to set out for you to wrap up quarter three. I've also, speaking of questions, I've also had a lot of people ask me if they can get things out of their lockers at the middle school. Unfortunately, you can't. I'm not at school. Our buildings are totally closed. So I've let your teachers know that they really shouldn't expect that you have anything at home, because you might have forgotten things in your locker. You might not have access to your calculator and things like that. Your teachers know that, and they'll make accommodations to make sure that whatever you have left at school isn't going to stand in your way of moving forward. One of the things you'll see in your teacher's email will be what their office hours will be. And office hours in this virtual learning format, it's just a time when you know your teacher is going to be at their computer. So if you send them an email with a question, they should be able to get back to you pretty quickly with a reply. Your teachers might also invite you into a Google Hangout or a more virtual session where they can meet with several different kids at the same time. But those office hours are going to be there so that you know when you can access your teacher and when they'll be available for some quick questions. I would still ask, though, like we always would when you're at school, think about other ways you might be able to get your questions answered too. Reaching out to a friend or a classmate, asking your parents or older siblings if they can help you as well. But certainly, feel free to reach out to your teachers, but know that they're not your only source for help during this time. Email will continue to be the best way to reach out to your teachers, and so feel free to do that. And even though they might reach out to you and try to, like I said, set up a Google Hangout or something like that, you shouldn't initiate that with them. Let them initiate that with you if they feel like that's a good idea. So that's going to launch tomorrow on Wednesday. So be looking for all of those things. But what else can you do today or over these next couple days before we launch into Canvas to get yourself ready? One thing would be, and I mentioned this before, think about what your schedule is going to look like. And maybe tonight, with the help of your family, you could sit down and schedule your day tomorrow. What time are you going to get up? What time are you going to log in and check your email? How long do you feel like you can work for? Do you only want to sit down for an hour and then take a break and come back, in an hour and then do an hour after that? When are you going to exercise? So start thinking about what your schedule is going to look like, and then think about where in your house is going to be your spot for virtual learning. Where can you sit quiet and undisturbed, away from distractions, to get your work done while we're learning from home? I'm doing it down here. This is our dining room table. That's where I've been setting up shop and where I'm working from, and it works perfectly for me during the day. And my dog, who just went upstairs, keeps me company during the day. Think about who your go-to people are, as I mentioned. Do you have some classmates? Do you have older siblings? Do you have people you can reach out to for some help as we get into this virtual learning who can help you problem solve? The last thing that I would say is really important for you to be thinking about too is, what are you reading? You have to be back into reading right now. That's one of the most important things I could ask for you right now. Hopefully you've got some books in your house. If not, I shared with you last week what you can do with Sora. Lots of us are happy to give you book recommendations. I just finished up Dear Evan Hansen, which many of you might know from the musical that was just here in Milwaukee in the fall. It was a great book, and it was perfect for this time. And so lots of us have recommendations we'd love to give you. Reach out to Mrs. Khatib, your ELA teachers, any of your teachers, and they'd be happy to give you some book recommendations. So that's it from me for today. Like I said, look forward to seeing an email from your teachers tomorrow, another email coming from me in the next couple days around some digital citizenship, and then a future email with your Canvas login before next week. And I'll send another video out before we get into Canvas too, to just kind of give you some information there. So until then, be well, take care, and don't hesitate to reach out to me too if you have questions as well. Bye-bye.